Yeah, welcome back to database training. In our last session, we created a stored procedure. Okay, so in which we handled even the exceptions. Let me open the procedure which we created yesterday. So under programmability, under stored procedures, we find it. This is what add new category. Here, click on the modify. The procedure definition appears for us here. Okay, so this is what the procedure which we created yesterday. Now here, instead of having alter, yesterday we used create. Since procedure is created, existing procedure we are trying to modify. So here, this time I would like to modify it. Fine. So here even we used the try catch blocks. We used here try catch blocks in which we are seeing error message, then error number, error severity. We are getting like this. Okay, so error message you have, error number we have, error severity also we have in this. Now I want to introduce here some concepts like error message, similarly error number and error severity also. I want to get, I want to return even procedure name also. Error procedure name also I would like to get. Okay, so instead of printing here, I would like to see them with the parameters. With parameters, I want to send it outside. Now here, what I do exactly? Here, I can get, I'm getting here print messages. With print, it's getting printed whenever there are any errors. These are shown. Error message is shown, error number is shown, error severity is shown. When developer is using this, so when developer is running with this procedure, the errors can be seen in this SSMS console. So in this SQL Server Management Studio window, the messages you can see, error message, error number and error severity we see there. But whenever you work with a application, that may be a Windows application or web application, with that when you interact with the database, so at that time these are not shown because print command works only with the SSMS window. Only with this SSMS query analyzer window, the print command works. So it does not work with the application. Suppose you have a web application. From web page, you are getting connected to database. Then you execute this procedure. At the time, these print statements do not work whenever there are exceptions. So instead of printing, these you have to send back to the calling program. Your web application is a calling program. We can call it as caller, and this SQL server is going to be a callee. This particular procedure can be called as a callee. This is going to be server, and your application is going to be client. Client is going to be calling this procedure. So the client should get the appropriate messages. If the procedure is not working as we expect, what is the reason? It has to know there. So therefore, here I add extra parameters like error message, error number, error severity. I would like to add, but this time I'm going to use them as default values. Default values, I do it. I'm going to use them with the default values. So when here there are no exceptions, what will happen? They will not be populated. Whatever value we had, same will be appearing for us there. So therefore here we use the default values for that. We use here the default value. You can add a default value with the parameters. Okay. So it is not going to be, yes, let me now add more parameters. And one more thing actually here, I just want to see error procedure. what procedure is actually causing problem, I can find out. Error procedure, I can find out. So here I can be finding out actually the error procedure also. Okay, this is going to be a function. This I am going to use. Here I am going to use that. Fine. So where these functions are available, you can see here. Expand the functions. When you expand functions here, you have like scalar valued functions. So there are no predefined system functions are available here. So these are predefined functions. All these are nothing but system predefined system functions here. Now expand other functions. In the other functions, probably we get them. Error message. Okay, so there is nothing like that here. There is no error message function. Probably here we have with the security functions. It's not security function. Okay, other under other functions also we don't get it. Fine. It's going to be say not cursor function. It is metadata functions also. I think it's wrong here. Okay. So here therefore we try to text and image functions, system statistical functions we have here, so related to statistics only. So here hierarchy ID functions we have, configuration functions here also you cannot get. So with the try catch block we have this. Fine. So if you come with the table valued functions, it is not available. With aggregate also, it's not available for us. Fine. So here I'm going to add more variables there, more parameters. I put here at the rate, followed by here want to include this way error message. I can put like this. This is what error message output. We give like this. Similarly, add error number. This is also here type of data must be error message must be here varchar. So varchar I want to put up to some. This I want to make like so 4096 up to 4 KB I would like to give, and this error number I want to use for this integer. I just want to split this into next line. That would be really better. I split into next line here. Then here it is int. Then output. This is okay. This I want to make as here output. I'm going to send values back to this. So here this is output. Now one more thing is error severity. Even that is also a number. Error severity is also going to be a number. You can just send it. Add error severity. So this is going to be again int output. Next thing is going to be procedure name. We use here the procedure name. So what procedure is actually causing this error, we can find out. Here we use procedure name. Next one. Okay, that is nothing but error procedure here. We can find out. Next right here, at the rate error procedure. So this is here varchar. Again I want to use up to 4096. Okay, then this one is also output. Even this parameter also going to be output parameter. Break into next line here, then put comma. After that, try to write this as here error severity. So we now make the error severity already made. Error procedure we are writing here. So next one is going to be error state, but otherwise these three are enough for us. We take up to this much, and this is what exactly output. Now here in this, instead of printing here, I can go with, say, I'm going to be specifying like this. I can specify here in the place of, say, error message, just try to add here set, what I do here, set at error msg equal to error message. Next thing here, set at error number, like this we put. The next thing is here error severity we take, set like this we put. Okay, so here this is going to be sending them outside. It's going to be sending actually the values to the caller. Caller is going to get here all this information, error message, error number, error severity, the caller will get. Okay, so this is what we have altered here. We have now 4 out parameters total. We have up to 4 output parameters here. We are passing them back. Now just try to once again execute this. So let us execute, check for syntax, after that execute. So we have modified the procedure. Procedure has been modified now. Procedure is modified. Now you can actually invoke the procedure. To insert new data, we can invoke this. Okay, so we can be invoking this procedure. Now suppose you want to write here, you want to execute. Here write exec. Okay, but before that, you should have here, you should have the parameters. Output parameters are must. We need to have therefore output parameters. Here first of all declare at error msg varchar 4096. This is empty string. Declare at error num, this one is int equal to, I just want to pass here a null value. I can just pass here a null value for this. So similarly declare at error severity. I want to use here error this is int equal to, we put this as null. So like this here we have written here 3 variables. We declare 3 variables. Now let us invoke this. And one more thing we require here at msg varchar, how much we kept here. For this we kept 100. Varchar of 100 we kept here. So this also empty string. Like this we need to make it. Then try to invoke now. Exec followed by here we pass we invoke the procedure. So procedure invocation you can do like this. Put here USB underscore add new category. We add like this. Followed by we need to pass parameters. Very first parameter is what exactly for us here? The very first parameter is going to be cat name. We need to specify category name. Category name is this time, okay, yesterday we added automotives. Okay, then today pharma related, let us try to add pharma. We put here. After that, supercat ID. This is going to be top level, therefore I put null for this. Next thing is what? MSG. So I put here at MSG. I should write here output. Okay, I need to write output followed by here it should be error message. So error message is going to be at error MSG. We can put here error MSG. We need to put here. Then this is also what? Output. Come to this, then write here error number. So this we need to take. Then even this one also write as output. This is also nothing but output parameter, error number. Next thing is here what? Error severity. So here I think in the code we haven't specified the procedure name. So we don't have any procedure name in this. Therefore here try to add the code for that. Here inside this we write procedure name also. Write set at procedure name equal to, here it is error procedure. We can make a function like call like this. It's going to be error procedure. We made it. Now here we should be adding it. We should add even the error procedure. So the parameter we added on the top, and here also we need to declare one more variable for error procedure. Declare at error PROC or procedure. Here it is varchar. How much I take here? 4096. I would like to put. That may be somewhat bigger. So therefore like this I use. Now here once again I need to compile this. Again I need to compile this. So here up to this I should be once again compiling, then execute it. Now here after passing error output, next thing is what? Error severity we need to take here. Take this and put the error severity here. At error severity, sorry, what happened? Then this is here output. Similarly, next thing is here error procedure also we should take. So here put it, then write output. So here again we are writing some anonymous code block. In that code block we are executing procedure. Okay. So when there are no errors, what happens? Everything works fine. Therefore you need to check here. If error number not equal to null, if write here at error num, otherwise write like this. If at error num equal to if it is null, so what we write, therefore we start begin, then we go with end, display the error messages. So here in the TSQL I am handling this code, but when you write the code in the say required application, the application may be Java application or it may be say C# application, it can be any application. So in those application, depending on the parameter values, we need to handle code. Here for testing purpose the TSQL, with TSQL only I'm adding this code. But whenever you work with any programming language like say C# or VB.NET or it is Java, any other programming language, so from the language's application you are going to call this procedure. So at the time you need to handle them properly. Here I am checking like this: if at error num equal to null, in such cases I would like to print error message. Okay, I should use only single quote, I should not use double quotes. Print error message, I put like this. Give a space, then put a plus here, followed by at error_msg. I add like this. Okay, similarly print. Next thing is what here? Error number. Now here take plus followed by at. Here we need to write like this: str of at error num. Like this we should write here. Okay, we are going to write like this here. The next thing is what? Error severity is what exactly we need to print here. So error severity we need to print here in this. Now print error severity plus str at error severity. Put like this. Next, after that, error procedure we take. Okay, we just come to this, then write here error procedure. We write this as here error procedure. So this will be, but str is not required in this. We need not convert anything that way. Here you can just take at followed by error procedure. You can just copy and paste in this. So this way we can do it. So else we write like this. Else it is print at msg. Like this we write it. So print at msg. Now when you execute this, you are going to get appropriate messages in that. Here see forma I am trying to add. Then so this is msg's output. Msg equal to, I kept actually initially null, that is null, it's going to be empty string. And similarly I am trying to add the say supercat id is null, because second argument is what here? Supercat id. So without supercat id I am trying to make it. That means what? I am trying to enter a top level category, very top level category I am trying to add. Check for syntax, after that execute. It says one row affected. We are getting message like this: one row affected. One row affected message we are getting like this. But see, whenever it's executing like this, it's going to send back us such kind of messages. In order to stop such messages, we need to use actually set no count on. So in the procedure, therefore, what I do, either in the procedure or somewhere here, I can do it. Right, set no count on. I put like this: set no count on. Once again, I try to execute this. So, but this time, instead of using forma, I try to use like electronic devices. Try to put this. I want to make this as electronic devices. Now here, execute it. You don't have any messages this time, since we are using here set no count on. Even this is going to be reducing actually client traffic. Client traffic will be reduced even with this. So this way you can use set no count on. When you use set no count on, what will happen exactly? It's going to suppress such messages. So traffic, network traffic will not be increasing with that. So therefore this way we could add. Now there are no errors in this category added successfully message we are getting. Now suppose again you try to enter electronic devices. What will happen? See in this. Suppose I don't use set no count on. With this I try to do it. Here it says category could not be added. It's saying that we cannot add the category. Error number is not going to be null in such cases here. It's saying that category could not be added. Why it is so? See in this. If you look in the code, what happens? If row count is greater than or equal to 1, then in such cases, here it says category added successfully. Else it says category name cannot be empty string, like that it says. Similarly, okay. So here similarly, category could not be added message, we are sending it. Now here, error number is not equal to null here. It's going to be null. Error number is null, I think. Because of that, it is happening this way. So here are we setting anything like error number, set at error message, error number, then error severity, error procedure. So when we try to do like that, so it's not displaying any error messages, and here it's giving us this kind of message. Message is what here exactly? Here category could not be added. That message we are getting. We are going to get such message with that. Now here once again, let us try to print just error number here. What will happen? See. So just go with print followed by add error number. Okay, add error number. So here I have done some mistake. If it equal to null, then in such cases I am writing this. It's not null. So if it is not equal to null, so if error number is not equal to null, in such cases the error message I should get. When it is equal to null, that means there are no errors. So when there are no errors, in such cases it should be firing this message. Now again I try to execute here. What will happen? See, category could not be added, it says here. Error number, if this is not equal to null, in such cases we need to get this. Error number equal to what I kept it as null only. If this is not equal to null, then it should be executing this. It should be executing this. So here in the procedure, I think I must change it. So in the procedure I must change, or okay, error number I am getting there. So if error number, here it is error number. If you look at this, error number is being passed into add error number. Okay, so add error number is passing actually. And here whenever I pass error number, is it output? Yes, I set it as actually error num. Okay, when I print here error num, if it is not equal to null, it should display. So let us try to print right here add error num. So anyhow, just try to convert this into string and try to print it. str we use, then with this str we try to print it. Go to this, then select and execute. 2627 it's saying, but it should display this message. If error number not equal to null, in such cases it should print this. But error number is what exactly? It is now not equal to null. It's not equal to null, therefore it has to print all these messages. These messages must be getting printed for us, but they are not getting printed here. Print str at error number. Error number is set to 2627 here. This is going to be 2627. So therefore it should print but not getting printed here. If at error num not equal to null, we have written. Okay, so it should come to begin and it should be printing this, but it's just printing actually here MSG for us. It's only printing for us MSG. So error number is here. Error number int equal to null we kept here, and with this procedure it's going to be assigning the error number there. Error number is getting assigned in such cases. Okay, so it says category could not be added, but error number is going to be here 2627. We are getting the error number as here 2627. Therefore, this should fire here. It should be firing for us. If at error num not equal to null, it's not equal to null. So instead of using not equal to null, I should use this operator. Is not null, I have to write. If error number is not null, so with that operator we can do. We cannot compare null. So with this now, it's going to be working properly. Execute. This it says now. It is actually it's going to do here. It's going to show us the violation of unique key here. Unique constraint here getting violated. So due to that, it could not actually insert data because electronic devices should come only once. More than once it's coming, because of that it is actually unable to insert data. So with equal to null you cannot use, so you should use here is not null. So if it is not null, in such cases it's going to be getting inserted. Now here remove this. Here what I write, I would like something different this time. I just want to go with the batteries. This is one category, I am trying to set it. Now here let me execute. So it says category inserted, category added successfully message. So like this you can be using the errors, error message, error procedure. Okay, once again I try to add batteries. This time again I get error here. If you look at this, it's showing you the error message, error number, error severity, and one more thing is what? Error procedure, USP underscore add new category. We know that 0 to 10 are actually warnings, then 11 to 16 are going to be the errors which occur in your code. So in our code only the error is. So 12 we don't use. Then 17 to 24, 17 to 24 they are going to be 17 to 24 they are going to be actually resource related, resource or internal hardware problem. They are going to be critical. In fact, they may close the connection, sometimes they may close connection. So like this you can handle the errors, you can find out errors here with the help of error number, error message. Okay, so these are going to be exceptions. So exceptions, whenever exceptions take place, the numbers can be from 0 to 25. We can get the severity can be from 0 to 25. Severity is going to be 0 to 25. Error number is different, severity is different. Severity 0 to 10 is called as warning, and 11 to 16 is called as actually TSQL problems, TSQL code errors, and 17 to 25 are called as actually they are called as resource related problems or hardware problems or internal problems. So these may cause actually the connection to be getting terminated. Connection may be getting terminated whenever the severity is in the range from 17 to 25. So this way the procedures they are going to be working for us. So here we are using the add new category procedure. We try to insert batteries. So already since it's available, it cannot add for us. Let us try to select data from the given table now. What happens? See, select star from what table, that is TBL category. Like this we now try to select data from that. It's showing here so many like stationery, textbooks, automotives, engine oils, pharma, electronic devices, batteries. These are shown for us. All these are going to be different types of categories. We have here different categories. But in between 1013 and 1018, we have so much gap. See, since the category ID is actually identity element, so what happens exactly? Before insertion is taking place, the identity element is created. Identity element is generated there. Identity number is generated. So if insertion is failing successful, if insertion is failing, so in such cases, it will not be reverting back. So therefore what happens? The increased value will be like that only. Subsequent operation also going to increase by 1. So this way what is happening? We failed actually 4 times from 10,013 to 10,018. Sorry, 1013 to 1018. So we attempted 4 times, 1014, 1015, 1016, 1017. So 4 attempts were not successful. Okay, so but 5th attempt was successful. Those 4 attempts were actually unsuccessful attempts we made. Anyhow, whether it's successful or not transaction, the identity element will be getting incremented there. Identity value will be incremented. So because of that, here we have so much gap. 1013 to 1018, we have actually here a gap of 4 numbers. So 4 numbers gap we have. 1014 is missing, 15 is missing, 16 is missing, 17 is missing. We have a gap of 4 numbers in between 13 to 18. So here this is what it's a procedure. With the help of that, you are trying to insert data. So the data insertion may be successful or it may be failure. If you try to enter same data again and again, so it may not be getting inserted. Same data meaning here it is category name. Category name is what unique. If you try to enter same name again in some other row, in such cases the data will not be accepted. Similarly, if you don't give the category name at all, that means empty string if you try to provide, in such case also it will not accept. Okay, so when you give a unique value at the time without any problems, it gets actually inserted into database table. So here we use different parameters. Parameters are what here? First thing is, if you look at this, first one is here category name, super category ID, then this is here message, then error message, error number, error severity, error procedure. So error message, error number, error severity, error procedure, we get for the values from the underlying functions. Error message is system function, error number is system function, error severity is also system function, error procedure is also a system function. So from there we are getting them. Similarly, here we have one more variable called as message at MSG we have written. So this we are manipulating in this. Whenever row count is greater than or equal to 1, that means what? Successfully we inserted data. So we write here set at MSG equal to category added successfully. And if it is not greater than or equal to 1, in such cases what we write? Category name cannot be empty string, because depending on this only it is. If length of LTrim at cat name greater than 0, so in such cases what we do? We try to insert data. Okay. So if row count is greater than or equal to 1, it's going to be category added successfully message we get. So when do we come into else part? Whenever the length of the cat name is less than 1. So it may be equal to 0. When it's empty string, it's going to be equal to 0. So in such cases we come to this point. Okay, if the length of the string, if it's greater than say 0, I'm not just saying empty spaces, it should not be having empty spaces. Leading space are also will be removed in this. So if you have a string with characters, that will be added to the database table. So in such cases, row count can be greater than or equal to 1. So therefore, it's going to display that message. But due to some reason, you may give valid string, still that can't be entered into the database table. So in such cases, we come into this part, catch part. So what is the scenario where exactly it can give problem? So whenever you try to give a category name which is already existing in the database table, so in such cases you face a problem. So therefore the catch block is going to handle such exceptions. In the catch block they are going to be catching the exception. So at the time it's setting actually all these output parameters. Error message is the output parameter, error number is a parameter, error severity is going to be output parameter, error procedure is also output parameter, and MSG is also output parameter. But in multiple places we are assigning value for this. In the try catch block we put, similarly we put with the in the else part, here also we are using, and when after inserting data also we are using it. So in multiple times different values we are setting with the MSG. So this is what is a procedure we have written with 5 default parameter with 5 output parameters. And the other 2 are going to be just input parameters. We use 2 input parameters and 5 output parameters. So whenever you write code like this, you try to put here this message. The message is going to be set no count on. Try to set in the procedure always. Remove there and try to put here set no count on. So we put here after begin, we can keep like this here set no count on. So if we keep set no count on, what will happen? The traffic will be reduced to the client. Traffic is going to be getting reduced to the client if you put that particular thing. Okay, so here this is going to be, and here I just, okay. So this is the procedure we created. Let us try to alter this. Up to this we come, then execute. So command completed successfully, that has been altered for us. It is altered now. So this procedure tries to insert data into the database table. That may be successful or failure. So whenever you don't pass a string whenever you don't pass proper string in the sense, if you simply send spaces, it will not accept. So at that time it says the category name should be more than 1, it should be greater than or equal to 1 character. The length of the character, at least there should be 1 character in the category name. So like that message we get. So here what it says, category name cannot be empty string. So string should not be empty. It should contain characters, like that message you get. Similarly, due to duplicate value, the row may not be added. In such cases, it comes into the error. So into the error part it comes, we are going to catch the exception there. Similarly, If it is added successfully, it gives a message category added successfully. So like this procedure is going to be working. This procedure is going to work in that way. So here we used actually set no count on. With the help of set no count on, it does not display messages. It's not going to be displaying messages. Prior to this, whenever you are trying to insert data, one row affected, like that we got messages. No such messages you cannot see here. It's because we are using here set no count on. So what happens with this? Messages will not be simply sent to the client. So with this, performance improves because network traffic will be getting reduced. So there will not be burden on the network. Okay. So like this, the procedure is going to be working in this example here. So this is basically a procedure alteration. We altered procedure. This state is working. Okay. Next thing is going to be creating procedures with the parameters. Okay. With default parameters, we try to make it. Let us look into the adventure works table. We come into adventure works table database. So in this adventure works database, we try to look into person table here. We have a table called as person table. So in this person table, we have columns like this. One of the columns is what here? What are the columns available in this? So we have here a person type, person name, title, first name. We have like this. Okay. Sometimes you can be passing a title and sometimes you may not be passing. Let us see how many we have with title and without title. Now here see, select top 1000 rows. Now this is going to show data like this. We have here title as null many times. So when we don't specify a title, what should happen? People who do not have any title, their data should come. Okay, their data must be coming. Okay, similarly if you pass a title, with that only it should come. So that way we should write a procedure. Now here, open the database. Adventure works we open now, here in this. Now come into this piece of code here. When we come into this piece of code, then here, let us try to see data from the adventure works. If you look at this, here you can see the data like this. We have a first name, we have middle name, we have last name, then similarly, sometimes title is missing, sometimes you have MS, sometimes you have MR, like this. Title is sometimes available, sometimes it's not available. So when title you pass, it should display. When you don't pass title, even in such case also, it should be displaying. But when you don't pass title, it has to display like this. Whatever null values you have, that should be getting displayed. But whenever you pass title either MS or MR, such particular data only should be getting retrieved. Now try to here write the procedure. Come into this, then here write a procedure. Create procedure, write it as USP, followed by, what do you write? I want to write here, get person data. Like this I write here, followed by, I just want to pass only one parameter. I want to pass exactly just one parameter. The parameter name is going to be here title. Here write, parameter is going to be a title. We use this way, we are going to write it as a title. This is going to be the parameter name. It is here n varchar of how much I write, 8 I am going to write here. and the care of 8, I'm going to write here. By default, I can put this as here null. I can assign a null value here. Then followed by as, begin you write, we write like this begin, then write set no countdown. After that, try to select data. Right, select star from, what's the table name here? Person dot person, person dot person, where hello. So here, this is going to be with the default. This is going to be with the default value. So here we are passing default value as null. Now here select star from person dot person, where we should write here title. We should write this as title here. Title equal to here, write it as a title. This way we try to select data. A title equal to title we write, then followed by at the end we should write here end. Like this we created a procedure. Create procedure USP underscore get person data, add title and var char of 8 equal to null as here, then begin set no countdown, select star from person dot person, get title equal to add title, we make like this. Then here check for syntax and execute. So what happened with this? The procedure is created. Now let me execute this. What I do here, I just write like this exec followed by USP underscore get person data. Okay, make like this, then execute. When I execute, it should display all those records whose title is null. Okay, so here when I put like this, nothing is coming here in this exec USP underscore get person data. So here when I put like this, select star from person dot person, where title equal to add title, I have written. So this is not showing anything here. Now next time what I do, I can pass this way. I am going to pass here title. Here in this way I just try to put here MS like this. MS I am going to put, then try to execute this time. It is showing actually all the MS. Wherever title is MS, it's going to display that way. So what we do exactly here, we are trying to pass sometimes a null value. We are trying to assign here a null value. So when I pass a null value, here it's not showing anything. Not showing anything. Where title equal to, you can't have null. Where title is null, you need to write. You need to modify the procedure, then it works. Now here similarly, ms, in the place of ms, we put actually mr here. I can put mr, with that what happens? Execute this. So it is showing only mr in this now. But when you keep null, it's not working. Therefore, let us modify the procedure. So for that, we need to make it alter procedure. We make it alter procedure usp underscore get percent data, a title and var of id equal to null we set. Then here try to write the code. If condition we write. If, what do we write exactly? A title is null. Therefore, what we write? Select star from person.person where title is null. Like this we need to write. Else we write here select star from person.person where title equal to, here write @title. Like this we need to put here. We are going to alter the procedure with this code. Just execute it. Now here remove this parameter, try to execute this. You can get data this time. Wherever title is null, they are getting displayed. But if you pass here parameter as ms, it's going to display here some different data. Displaying like this all the title ms. Similarly, take here mr, then execute. So title Mr. is getting displayed. Here ms is also getting displayed here. Whenever it is null, even this is getting displayed. This is called as here default parameter. Default value for the parameter is specified here. That means when you don't put any parameter, automatically with the default value it's going to be displaying. We created a procedure with the default value. Now I am not passing any parameter. Just execute it. It's going to display the title with null. So like this here, what is happening exactly? We wrote a procedure. In this procedure, we are passing, with this procedure we are adding a parameter. The parameter is var type and by default its value is going to be null. Whenever you execute procedure, at that time if you don't pass title, it's going to display data like this. Okay, but whenever you pass here a parameter along with this procedure, so whatever value you keep in the parameter, that with that it's going to be displaying. Here we have written exec usp underscore get percent data. Then if you specify here mr, Mr. it's going to be getting displayed. Just select and execute with Mr. data, it's going to be getting displayed. So like this the procedures are going to be working here. This is what it's a default parameter, and at the top with the first procedure we have input parameters, output parameters, and here we handle the exceptions also with try catch block. So this is the session for today. Tomorrow we will with more.